Hello, good morning, investor and corporate. Welcome to SET Digital Roadshow first quarter 20 and 22 performance review. This section will run about 45 minutes, including Q&A. Company will start the section by 30-minute presentation, followed by 15-minute Q&A. And during Q&A, investor may leave your question in meeting room chat box or use raise your hand function. We will open your microphone so you can ask the question to the company directly. So may I now invite KRUNGTHAI Card Public Company Limited to start the presentation, please. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. I'm gonna go briefly on presentation because I think you guys already see it on our website. And since the first quarter, we released our performance quite some time ago, about like a month and a half. So touch on just on the update for the first quarter, and then we will have more time for question and answer. The rules and regulations still the same. Credit cards still 16% maximum that we can charge. Personal loan is 25%, and auto title loan is 24%. That's the maximum we can charge. And on the summary of the first quarter, you can see that for the portfolio, we have the portfolio of about like 90 billion, or the growth of around like 4%. We target this year to reach the 100 billion in terms of the overall portfolio of KTC and the subsidiaries. On the spending, for the first quarter, it's growth about like credit card spending is about like 8%, and is still going on quite strong for the credit card spending. This year we target at 10%, and currently it's already reached the 2-digit. So that's good news. Cost of fund we gonna hold is for like the same as last year as 2.6%. Currently it is still stable at about like 2.6. So we even though the trend is going up, we should be able to hold it at about this level. On the NPL part, the portfolio quality, we target the same as last year, which is about like 3.6%. This one we think we should be able to hold it at this level again. For the net profit is growth about like 7%. We have the net profit of 1.7 billion in the first quarter, and target for this year it should not be less than last year, and we intend to do that. On the income statement, you can see that revenue just quite level as last year. It's about like 5.3 billion. If you look into the interest income, it's dropped about like 1.3%. On the interest income, that's about like because the portfolio didn't grow that much. So the interest income that we received is just about level at the same. Fee income going up because of the credit card spending is going up. It is getting higher. Recovery, we still manage to collect the money from the bad debt, and the recovery going up about like 2.7%. On the expense part, it's dropped about like 3.1%. Mainly it's on the expected credit loss that dropped about like 13%. You already know that we focus on the portfolio quality, and we have been cleaning up the port for the past 10 years. And credit quality is improving every year, and that's part require less of the provision. So the expected credit loss become like quite small currently. On the balance sheet part, you can see that we have the interest-bearing debt about like 50 billion. We raised the fund by issuing bonds to the public, to the asset management firm, to investor, and also high net worth, and you name it. We raised series of bonds. It's all in Thai baht only. We're not exposed to any of the currency risk. We have the rating of AA- by TRIS, And if you look into the bond maturity profile, you can see that we have the range of quite a wide range of the long-term bond that we issue from 2 years up to 10 years. And the duration for the long-term bond is about like nearly 4 years. So that's why we can hold a cost of fund to be level at about this level. And we have the credit line of about 33 billion. Out of that, we have 18 billion from KTB and then about nearly 10 billion from other banks. And long term from KTB is about 6 billion. We use about like 1.5 billion out of that 6 billion. And currently, the long term is about like 92% of the borrowing that we have. And the short term is less than 10%. That's because we just issued the bond. The latest one that we issue is 3 years bond. We have like 3 billion 3 years bond, and the rate is only like 1.59. And so that's on the borrowing part. The covenants on all the bonds that we issue said DE not more than 10 times. Currently, it's DE only like 2 times, so we can raise the portfolio without having to tap to the new equity. So that part is not the concern. And this one is the key financial ratio. I want to point out a couple of things in here. You can see that we can level on the cost side. The cost to income ratio is about like 33%, so it is quite level. Operating cost to income ratio is also level at about like 25%. The difference between these two is the cost to income ratio, including marketing part. Anything that related to the interest income that you see from here, if you calculate from the financial statement, it might not come up with the same number, because in the financial statement, since we are non-bank, so we can book so-called interest income only 15%. But as I mentioned before, like personal loan, we can charge up maximum at 25%. So we book interest income only like 15, and the rest about like 10% go into credit usage fee, and that's go right into the fee income. But in the MD&A, which we release every quarter along with the financial statement, in there you will know that we include the credit usage fee into the interest, because actually that's the part of the interest. And then you're going to come up with the same number as presented here. So average interest received is about like 14.7%. The net interest margin is 12.1%. On the NPL coverage, you will see that it's about like 500%, and expected credit loss compared to the total receivable is about like 4.7%. Allowance is about like 8.5%. So it's roughly it's about like 8% that we have. On the portfolio, we still, the major portfolio is credit card and personal loans. So we still focus on that too in the presentation, because it's the biggest one. Credit card, in this picture, I want to show you the penetration rate, and for the first quarter, which the numbers have been released. The number for the private consumption expenditure, you can see that it's about 2.2 trillion. And credit card, people using credit card as a settlement is come up from during the COVID, it's dropped to about like 19%. It used to be like 23%, and now it's come up to like 20%. We think it should go back to the normal level, which is like higher than 20% pretty soon. And it's about like, that's the penetration rate in Thailand that people using credit card. So compare with other countries like in the Europe or the US, the numbers people using the plastic is much more. So there's the room to grow for us. And in terms of market share, you can see the number on the below. BOT collects 4 numbers from all players: number of cards, receivables, credit card spending and the NPL. On the number of cards, we have the market share of 10%. We know our number against the industry, but we don't know the ranking. And in terms of the portfolio, we have the market share of 13.5%. And spending, we have the market share roughly nearly 12%. It's to be exact, it's 11.7% that on the spending. And number of cards, we have a 2.5 million cards. And acquisition, you can see that KTB is one of the major channels that bring in the new application to us. It's about like 37% come through KTB, and another 37% through the direct sale and credit sale. On the other, which is about like 20%, that's other channels like partners, take one, when we have the pop-up or the promotion, things like that. That altogether is about 20% that bring in new application. On the approval is in-house. So we do the approval criteria and credit scoring and everything is in-house. So that's the channel to bring in application to us and we approve all the application in-house. The spending compared to the industry is growing about like 11.9% on the first quarter, and we have the growth on the spending is about like 8%. In terms of the credit card portfolio, you can see that on NPL, we have the NPL of 1.2%, while the industry is about 2.2%. So we are lower than the industry, actually is the lowest. On the non-bank, on the average is 1.8%, and the commercial bank is 2.5%. That's the NPL in the industry. For the portfolio growth, we have the growth about like 1% on credit card. The industry is about like 3%. And what we are doing to get 10% that we target, you can see that we try to move up a little bit. We try to capture, since we are very strong in terms of the mass market. We now moving up to a little higher income. We issue 2 new card type. Is the KTC, JCB Ultimate, and also the KTC Agoda MasterCard. So that capture for the income earner that have a little bit higher income and would like to travel and love travel. So we try to capture higher income customer, and all the marketing campaign promotion also serve on that one to gear toward the higher income customer. That's what we intend to do this year. And the marketing focus gonna expand the marketing activity to the premium or higher income customer as this before. And we also support the partner as usual. We have been with them for throughout the COVID period, and that's quite proven. And on the card acquisition, we go on with partner as well. And then we also have a new platform of the MICE, so that the platform that we cooperate with all the partners to gain the trust with the partner and also benefit to the customer. And on personal loan, for the past 2 years and since BOT lowered the personal loan interest rate that we can charge, so it's effect in terms of the credit scoring and the process of approval that we have to tighten in order to capture the risks that become. So the portfolio of personal loan is not growing that much for the past 2 years. So this year we target the personal loan to grow about like 7% on the portfolio. But for the quality of the portfolio, we still focus on that one. The NPL is like 2.6%, which is lower than the industry average of 3.3%. And personal loan, what we are trying to do is we focus both on the new acquisition for the new customer and also emphasize on customer activation. We try to target the customer that have a little bit higher income as well to suit with the interest rate that we charge. And we also promoting the cash usage function is called Swift transfer withdrawal installment. So is give the ease to the customer, a flexibility and also securities. And we promote on that one for the existing customer, so they can use our product easier. And PBOM is the umbrella of the PBOM capture all the targeted lending is including KTPL as well, which is the new acquisition that we acquired last year. And on the PBOM, we target 11 billion growth this year for the new booking. And this one raised a lot of questions that we're gonna grow 11 billion on the PBOM since for the first quarter is quite slow. The number is much lower than we anticipate than we expected, but we still try to gather in growth on the PBOM portfolio as much as possible. We collaborate with KTB, and KTB has about like nearly 1,000 branches nationwide. And KTB put a lot of effort in terms of trying to get our lead names to us, and then we do it in terms of the delivery platform. After we get the lead and then our sale go up to the customer, we can see them at their house or their office or wherever they feel comfortable. That's what we call is delivery, which is like different from our peers. And then the approval is still in-house and is only like couple hours, then you know the result, that how much you can get from your cars or motorcycles, things like that. So we utilize the KTB and then also other partners and the sales that we have the sales force to that one. So that's for the people marketing campaign that we go out throughout the all over the country for this year. And we also promote the application, the people mobile, so it's going to be easy for customer to know what happened, and then it's come in various feature for them to track or to do the payment or the schedule of payment, things like that. And it's also allow the real-time loan payment, facilitate the customer, and so it's convenient and it's secure. And so that's what we're trying to improve for the people. That's the target we're talking about. That's the personal loan should grow about like 7%. People we target 11.5 billion. Credit card spending going at 10%. Portfolio quality maintained at 3.6. Total portfolio is about like to reach 100 billion. And the net profit is not less than last year. And as part of sustainability, you know that we focus on the sustainability. You can download the SD report from our website. They have the full information in there. We go with the international standard. We have upgrade rating from the MSCI to the AA. We are in the FTSE for Good index. And we also adopted we are in the sustainability yearbooks for the S&P Global, and we adopt the GRI standard as well. So everything more detail in the SD report and in our website that you can take a look at it. So that's the conclusion of the presentation, and we can go for the question and answer. So you have more time for question. Ratian is already here. Also, our CFO is here. So now we can go for the question and answer, please. You can raise your hand or type in the chat box.
The section has come to an end. So on behalf of the Stock Exchange of Thailand, I would like to thank you, investor and corporate, for joining the conference. We look forward to welcome you all again in the next quarter. Thank you very much and have a good day. ขอบคุณนะคะท่านผู้บริหาร
ครับ
ขอบคุณค่ะ